All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. So I have another fun WWE style video for you guys. So this is probably my most requested WWE topic, and that is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So a lot of people request videos about The Rock for many reasons, one of which being the fact that his ab muscles seem to be almost non-existent. The way that his kind of torso and his stomach displays his abs is very, very weird, and a lot of people have commented on this, and they wanted me to comment on the subject as well. So really, as far as that goes, I don't have an answer as to why The Rock's abs look like that. I don't know of any medical condition or any genetic condition other than the fact that's just how they look. That's just how his abs have, he's never really had a six-pack that looked really good. He's never really had abs that looked really good. So I think that's just kind of how they've always been. So I don't really have an answer as to why The Rock's abs don't look good other than it's probably just genetics. So to answer the main question in this video, could The Rock have been a competitive bodybuilder? And what I mean by that is, could he have done well as an amateur bodybuilder in the NPC? And could he have even made it to the IFBB pro ranks and done well as a pro? So to answer that question, let's first look at The Rock's stats. So The Rock is 6'5" or 196 centimeters tall, and his body weight is 262 pounds, roughly, or 119 kilograms. So he's a pretty tall guy, and throughout the history of bodybuilding, being tall tends to be more of a hindrance than it does to be an advantage. So being tall probably would not help him as a bodybuilder because it tends to kind of hold people back in the bodybuilding world. The shorter bodybuilders like the Jay Cutlers, the Branch Warrens, the Phil Heaths, the Rolly Winklers, these guys that are under 6 feet tall tend to do the best in bodybuilding competitions. However, if we look at The Rock as he trained for the movie Pain and Gain with Mark Wahlberg, the movie about bodybuilding, where it was about a gym and some bodybuilders who pulled off some scandal, I think that was probably the biggest that I've ever seen The Rock in terms of musculature and overall just looking like a bodybuilder. So based on what I saw in that movie, the size of The Rock and the sheer muscle mass that he was able to put on, I do believe The Rock could have been a good competitive bodybuilder because just the physique that he brought in that movie, and I believe he was over the age of 40 when that movie came out, because he's like 45 now. So when I make these videos about other wrestlers, it's a little bit different because in those videos I say this wrestler doesn't train for bodybuilding, or this wrestler doesn't train a bodybuilding style of training routine. But that can't be said for The Rock because he does train like a bodybuilder. He is actually trained by the guru, the bodybuilding guru George Farah. And this is the guy who trained Kai Green, who is a multiple-time runner-up at the Mr. Olympia competition. So Dwayne definitely is training like a bodybuilder, eating like a bodybuilder, doing things that bodybuilders do, especially when you hire a coach that is, basically the number 2 best coach in bodybuilding. He also appears to be very good friends with Arnold Schwarzenegger and the promoters of the Olympia because he seems to have, I think last year it was, he appeared at the Olympia and he said that the next year, the following year, which would be this year, the Olympia will be broadcast on live TV. On CBS Sports or whatever, and he was going to be the one that helped promote that. So The Rock is definitely very heavily involved in the bodybuilding industry, in the bodybuilding world, and he trains like a bodybuilder. So we do see, what his physique would look like if he trained that style of training. So in my opinion, I think he would be most successful in the amateur ranks. I think he could potentially turn pro if he really put his mind to it. But I think overall, as a pro bodybuilder, I don't think he would be that successful. But in the amateur ranks, I think he could do well enough to turn pro. So that's my opinion on The Rock. He has a great physique. I think a physique that's probably good enough to do very well in the NPC, but probably not in the IFBB. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think The Rock could have been a successful competitive bodybuilder? Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.